once again seeing the allegedly transitory inflation soaring again. The cost of diesel fuel continues to set records daily. Records daily. Now it's anybody's guess when it will stop going up. It is really remarkable to look at the price of fuel today. In fact, when you look at diesel fuel, it's set new records for something like 10 days in a row now. $5.54, the national average for a gallon of diesel fuel. That affects all of us, right? Gasoline is right on the edge of setting a new daily record. $4.32.8 happens to be the average in Michigan where I am, and it's the national average. They match up today. The all-time records is at $4.33.1 set back on March the 11th. So we set the record on March the 11th. Then gas prices eased some. And now they're coming back. And Joe Biden said, well, I'm going to release, barrels from the strategic reserve, which did absolutely nothing, which is exactly what we said would happen. Nothing. Now he's going to refill the strategic reserve at twice the cost that it was filled by Donald Trump. Twice. This is how the Democrats treat your checkbook. And right now it's anybody's guess when all these fuel prices are going to stop going up. Like I said, we're looking at all-time record-setting numbers in gas and diesel every single day. But the Biden administration is completely tone deaf. Instead of doing simple things to get America's energy flowing and prices coming down to help the average family like you and I, they're engaging in bizarre tribal political attacks over the pending end of Roe v. Wade, returning abortion to the states, plus creating a disinformation board of some sort at the Department of Homeland Security that is sure to feed all kinds of disinformation to all of us and keep the propaganda machines pumping overtime. And then there's the Environmental Justice Office at the Department of Justice that will be used to punish taxpayers who violate the sanctity of mud puddles in their driveways, and God only knows what else. But as I've been telling you, these distractions, and that's what they are, distractions, even though they are epic in size and scope, are not going to work. They're an act of desperation, futility, that will not move the needle in favor of those reckless socialist policies at all. The most vulnerable Senate seat, for example, for the Democrats is Nevada, where there is a senator that more than 95% of all Americans could not name. And gas there is well over $5 a gallon. What do you think is going to motivate voters come November in Nevada? $5 gas or some distraction put up by the Democrats? Nevada was among the hardest hit states by the economic disasters of the COVID-19 pandemic because casinos, they all closed down during the government-enforced overreach. Next door in Arizona, another Democrat seat in danger of flipping to Republicans. And gas there, almost $5 a gallon. And again, what do you think is driving the voters? What is the driving force in Nevada and Arizona? Pennsylvania headed for $5 a gallon too, just as an example. Back to Arizona, it's a border state that in about 2 weeks, when the failing Biden administration is going to open the floodgates to millions of illegals, Arizona is going to get punished by that. So really, what is the Democrat plan for America? What is it? I think you've probably figured it out for the most part. Sell you out. Sell me out. Sell us out. To the highest bidder. Which, by the way, the highest bidder is never the folks. Who's looking out for the folks? Who's looking out for you? Who's looking out for me? Who's looking out for this country? Joe Biden? Kamala Harris? AOC? Bernie Sanders? Please. That message is getting through to some diehard Democrats finally, and ones that have influence. They're finally fighting back on the economy, and the ideas from the far left suggesting more freebies like paying off student loans, for example. So, Bill Maher, not buying the student loan payoff scheme, for example, and Paul Begala, who was on the program with him, a Democrat strategist and advisor, says it's a disaster for the party that's losing the working class in this country by the millions. Listen.
So it just looks like a loser issue for the party that is trying to win back the working class, that we're going to subsidize. We who didn't go to college and didn't benefit from that are going to subsidize you to get your degree in gender studies and sports marketing and all the other bull that they take in college. I think it's a loser issue for Biden. What do you think?
Yeah, well, and this is revealing a big secret, so don't tell anybody. We Democrats have a lab, 2 labs actually, secret labs, one in Berkeley and one in Brooklyn, where we come up with ideas to completely piss off the working class, and it's working wonderfully.
Yeah, it is working wonderfully. Just to completely outrage the working class. Berkeley and Brooklyn. You know, Begala's not wrong. And you know, Bill Maher, I'm sure he caught hell for mentioning gender studies degrees, but be serious. You go to college for 4 years. You get a degree in gender studies or whatever else, sports marketing, whatever it is. And you've got $100,000 in debt or $50,000, whatever, big pile of debt, either way. Where are you going to work? Well, where's the job coming from for gender studies? Is there like a demand, an overwhelming demand of people to explain this to other people? I doubt it. Then Begala said a couple more remarkable things, by the way. Like you have to earn what you get in this world. What? Listen.
Somehow, in my lifetime, the Democrats have gone from being the party of the factory floor to being the party of the faculty lounge. Right. Now, I went last week. I spent Wednesday last week in Chicago with the Machinists Union. Hung out with the machinists all day. Great guys. Not one of them came up to me and said, gee, I really hope you take my tax dollars to pay off the debt of somebody who went to Stanford.
Right.
Okay? So Biden's under enormous pressure. He's not for it. He didn't campaign for it. He says he'll relieve maybe $10,000, which I suppose is good. But what I'd much rather see Democrats do is go back to their roots, which is earn it. We're the party that created the GI Bill. Nobody called that free college because it wasn't. The guys who got the GI Bill earned it.
What a crazy idea. Earn it? Really? You mean work ethic and going out there and busting your tail? That's part of the deal? You don't just get to sit on the couch and make demands and then make posters and go down to the local riot for the afternoon? Really? I must have misunderstood where America is. I thought it was, rent a riot and go downtown and raise hell and burn things and then get a government check to subsidize your life while you live in mom's basement. That's what I thought the whole thing was about. I guess I was wrong. Yeah. It's good to see Paul Begala and Bill Maher and others finally having the light go on. Although, Maher's been a defender of free speech and knocks down the crazy ideas of the far left oftentimes and tangles with AOC and the squad. Begala, he's newer to the party, but it's good to see him here. We'll have more on this when we come back on the Steve Gruber Show. Don't go anywhere.